History is filled with rulers whose names inspire fear, but few can match the brutality and madness of Ivan the Terrible, a man who reigned with an iron fist, leaving behind a legacy of violence, paranoia, and bloodshed. But how much of what we know about him is true? Let's uncover 5 shocking facts about Russia's most infamous Tsar. Believe it or not, Ivan IV wasn't always a ruthless tyrant. In fact, his early reign was filled with progressive reforms and military successes. When he took the throne in 1547, at just 16 years old, he became Russia's first official Tsar, a title he chose to elevate Russia's status to that of the Byzantine Empire. Under his rule, Russia expanded its territory dramatically. He led successful military campaigns against the Kazan and Astrakhan Khanates, bringing these powerful Tatar states under Russian control. He also established the Streltsy, Russia's first standing army, and created the Sudebnik, a new legal code aimed at reducing corruption. He even opened trade routes with England and other European nations, connecting Russia to the Western world. But over time, Ivan's personality changed drastically. Many historians believe that the death of his beloved wife, Anastasia Romanovna, in 1560, sent him into a downward spiral of paranoia and rage, turning him from a promising ruler into the terrible tyrant we remember today. In 1569, Ivan became convinced that the wealthy and influential city of Novgorod was plotting against him. His response? A merciless slaughter that remains one of the darkest events in Russian history. Historians estimate that thousands, possibly up to 12,000, were executed in the massacre of Novgorod. Ivan personally led his Oprichniki, his brutal secret police, to the city. Thousands of men, women, and children were accused of treason and brutally tortured or executed. Entire families were drowned in the freezing Volkhov River, while others were burned alive or hacked to death. The massacre devastated Novgorod, which had been one of Russia's most prosperous cities. After the slaughter, Novgorod lost its political power and influence, never fully recovering from Ivan's wrath. And this was just one example of his extreme paranoia and violence. Long before the KGB, there was the Oprichnina, Russia's first secret police force, created by Ivan in 1565. These ruthless enforcers were chosen by the Tsar to root out treason, and they had nearly unlimited power. Dressed in black robes and riding horses, the Oprichniki carried out a reign of terror. They were infamous for using brutal torture methods, public executions, and mass killings. Their symbol, a severed dog's head, meant to sniff out traitors and a broom to sweep them away. One of their most infamous acts was the execution of Prince Vladimir of Staritsa, Ivan's own cousin, in 1569. Ivan, paranoid that Vladimir could be a threat to his rule, ordered him and his young children to drink poison. But the terror didn't end there. A few days later, Vladimir's mother, Princess Efrosinia Staritskaya, and his wife were drowned, eliminating his entire family line. Even the Orthodox Church wasn't safe. Metropolitan Philip II of Moscow, who had openly condemned Ivan's brutality, was arrested and imprisoned. In December 1569, Malyuta Skuratov, Ivan's most feared Oprichnik, personally entered Philip's prison cell and strangled him to death. His crime? Speaking out against Ivan's mass executions and brutal rule. The Oprichniki terrorized Russia for nearly a decade before Ivan suddenly dissolved them in 1572, but their ruthless legacy of fear and state-sanctioned violence lived on for centuries. One of the most infamous moments in Ivan the Terrible's life was when he murdered his own son, Ivan Ivanovich. In 1581, during a heated argument, Ivan saw his pregnant daughter-in-law wearing what he considered immodest clothing. Enraged, he physically attacked her, and as a result, she suffered a miscarriage. His son, Prince Ivan, furious at his father's violence, confronted him. The argument escalated quickly, and in a fit of rage, Ivan IV struck his son in the head with his scepter. The blow was fatal. The young prince, who had been groomed to rule Russia, died days later. A famous 19th century painting by Ilya Repin captures the horrifying moment, showing Ivan cradling his dying son, his face filled with shock and grief. This act devastated Ivan. Some reports claim he went into a deep depression, believing he had doomed his own dynasty. With his eldest son dead, Ivan's less capable and mentally unstable son, Fyodor I, inherited the throne, leading to a period of chaos that ultimately ended the Rurikid dynasty. Even Ivan's death was shrouded in mystery. On March 18, 1584, Ivan was playing chess when he suddenly collapsed and died. Some historians believe he suffered a stroke, while others suspect he was poisoned. When his body was exhumed in the 1960s, scientists found high levels of mercury in his remains, suggesting either slow poisoning or a miscalculated medieval medical treatment. Rumours swirled that Boris Godunov, a rising political figure, had a hand in his death. But no solid evidence has ever been found. What is certain is that Ivan's death left Russia in turmoil. His weak and sickly son, Fyodor I, was unfit to rule, leading to the infamous Time of Troubles, a period of political chaos and foreign invasion. In many ways, Ivan's death marked the beginning of Russia's darkest era. What do you think? Was Ivan truly mad, or just a product of his brutal era? Let me know in the comments below. If you love dark history, subscribe for more spine-chilling stories. Until next time, stay curious.